In today's brief video, I want to talk about smoking weed at night as a reward. For those of you that are unaware, this is predominantly how I consumed cannabis products. I couldn't smoke throughout the day because of my professional career. So it was at night after working super long days, 10, 12-hour days, I would come home and smoke weed, whether that was in the form of dry herb, a vape pen, a volcano vaporizer, a PAX unit. I had all of it. And in today's video, I want to talk about why consuming weed as a reward might not only be harming you, but might also be dangerous. If you wind up enjoying the content in today's video, be sure to check out the pinned comment to learn more about our free and paid one-on-one and group coaching programs, as well as our free PDFs on overcoming substance use disorders. One of the first problems of consuming weed as a reward is that this is potentially taking you out of the moment and increasing the amount of stress that you're experiencing day to day. And it was Dr. Anna Lembke, the author of Dopamine Nation, who provided me with this insight. I linked the full video interview with her in the pinned comment in the video description if you want to watch that after this. Everyone seems to have a reward. And now that I've chosen to remove weed, nicotine, energy drinks, I do sometimes say, Frank, what's your reward at night?
So much of our culture bookends our entire lives with rewards, right? So much of our culture is all about, oh, when you do this, you can reward yourself with this. What I like to do sometimes is I think about, what if the world were devoid of any reward? What if I went through this whole day and I didn't anticipate any reward? Because all of a sudden, if I'm not looking forward, then I'm forced to be here in the moment. I settle into my body, and in a way I relax and I'm fully present.
So let's pretend that me and you were having a conversation with each other via a Zoom call or Messenger, whatever it may be. And let's say this conversation was a 1 to 2 hour conversation. Imagine the whole time that I'm speaking to you, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I can't wait until this conversation ends so I can go home and smoke weed. I can't wait until I'm done talking to this person, until I'm done working, so I can get off this call and go smoke. Now, this doesn't only happen in a work sense. We have a lot of parents who call our offices who are struggling with cannabis addiction. And what they call me and say is, I'm at my kid's soccer game. I'm at my daughter's karate event. And even though I'm enjoying watching my child perform, I can't wait to get out of there just to go have another cigarette, just to go smoke weed, just to get home and have a drink. Even though this person isn't drinking all day long, smoking all day long, vaping all day long, they're thinking about it all day long. They're thinking about, when is this thing, whether it's a positive thing or a negative thing, when is this event, when is this circumstance, when is this experience going to wrap up so I can go home and get high, so I can go home and drink, so I can go home and smoke. And what's happening is this thought of the reward is actually taking us out of the present moment. And it was Dr. Anna Lembke who said to me, I want you to do an experiment and imagine if this world were devoid of rewards. What would that do for you in the moment if you weren't rushing ahead to the next thing? I can't wait to wrap this up so I can get to that. And what she proposed was that I would probably realize that I was far less stressed, far more relaxed, and significantly more present in the given moment. And what I find now in sobriety is that it's these little moments that add up to a lifetime of experiences. And throughout my addiction to weed, nicotine, adult media content, I was constantly missing these little moments. Even when I was physically there, I wasn't there psychologically. I wasn't actually present. And I was missing out on a lifetime of experiences potentially. Thank God I quit when I did. But that might apply to you. Now, the next thing I want you to think about is rewards in general. Society kind of sets us up to seek rewards, and most of the rewards that we seek are rooted in something that's harming us. Think about it. Someone says, oh, I deserve a reward. I'm going to eat some cake. I'm going to eat some cookies. I ate so good all week. Not saying there's anything majorly wrong with that, but I'm not going to argue that eating a bunch of sugar is healthy for you. Someone says, oh, I've done really good saving up money. I'm just going to reward myself by going to spend some money on this pointless junk or whatever it is. Again, not saying there's anything wrong with that, but also not saying that's benefiting the person in any way. A lot of people are also conditioned to reward themselves with substances. This predominantly started with the tobacco industry, and we still see this today with the alcohol industry. Look at how alcohol is pitched, particularly to women, in regard to drinking wine. It's wine o'clock. I just got to have wine once the kids are to bed. Just Google, meme shirts involving wine. Almost all of them are reward driven. And this is how society has been set up. You do something, you deserve a reward. Unfortunately, that reward of you do a good job, here's an apple from your teacher, is more often than not these days rooted in harmful things, harmful behaviors, or things at least that don't benefit us. And look, I eat cookies, don't get me wrong. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but at one point I did have a drink here and there. Sometimes I spend money very stupidly. Trust me, I'm guilty of these things. It's just something to think about, though. What is a reward, and where did this concept or notion of reward come from? Now, going back to my, current day-to-day life and Dr. Anna Lemke's recommendation of thinking of a world devoid of rewards, obviously that's nice for an experiment, as she recommended, but long-term, that would be a bad thing because it is ultimately rewards that give us satisfaction. And it's that reward that drives dopamine production, okay? Whether it's the reward of smoking a drug or the reward of making more money in your business after a day's hard work, or looking in the mirror after getting a six-pack of abs, the reward of dieting. All that stuff drives dopamine, and dopamine is dependent upon a reward, right? At the end of it, I'm going to go hunt this animal down or go find this food, and the reward is satiation, eating food and being satiated, being full. Now imagine a world without rewards. Well, I think eventually over time you would get really burned out and really demotivated if you had no rewards. So I still have rewards in my life. They just look different on a very, very simple scale, on a very boring level. Okay, my reward is drinking hot lemon water at night. My reward is making a big fruit bowl at night that I drizzle honey and peanut butter on sometimes. Not necessarily the healthiest thing, not the most unhealthy thing. Way better than me coming home, chewing tobacco, smoking weed, and watching adult media content, though. So I'll take it. I also have the reward of waking up feeling good every day. I have the reward of my physical health. I have the reward of my mental health. I have the reward of saying that there was a decision I was going to make 9 years ago. I'm going to quit these substances 8-9 years ago, however long it's been, and having had continually seen that decision through. I'm experiencing the rewards now of discipline, of commitment, of increased self-confidence, because all of those things have not only improved my life physically, spiritually, psychologically, financially. I could go on and on and on. My relationships, I'm now actively experiencing each of those rewards that started with getting sober. It sounds cliche, it sounds lame, but waking up and feeling good is the reward. Being able to speak like this and help other people and get positive feedback, get likes, get views, book one-on-one coaching calls, which not only helps anyone who books it, but also helps me financially, of course. That's the reward. The reward is feeling good about yourself. That's the reward. The reward is the freedom that you get from improved physical health, improved financial health, improved spiritual health, improved relationships. It's the freedom that you get from that to be able to start doing and living in a way that's congruent with how you want to see yourself in the mirror each and every single day. That's the reward. But your brain, we're not taught that. We're taught something very, very different by society. And the things that we're taught, oh, got to get out of work to get to that dinner. Oh, got to get out of work to go home and drink or go smoke. Got to get to happy hour on Friday. You lose yourself in that. You lose yourself. You lose your ability to experience the moment. And as I said earlier, it's those moments that add up to a lifetime. I want you guys to check out the pinned comment, check out the video description, or just simply follow me into the next video where I'm going to talk a little bit about the development of our Kick It Crave Less chewing gum supplement. It's a supplement I made that helps people quit smoking, nicotine, weed. It really helps to reduce cravings for most addictive substances. Perhaps chewing a piece of gum could be your reward. I'm just kidding. It needs to be better than that. But really, this stuff is great. So follow me into the next video or find me in the pinned comment or the description. See you later.